So you want to sell your home, but I'm not so sure I want to pay a realtor to list my home for me and pay that extra commission if I don't have to. I get it. I totally appreciate it. Know where you're coming from on that. Who would want to pay that extra money if you don't have to, right? So what are the pluses and minuses of going on your own and selling your home by owner? Let's get into it. Hey, what's happening, guys? I'm Derek from M1 Realty. I'm the broker owner here. Been in business in downtown Ferndale since 2014, and we are now the #1 real estate firm in the city of Ferndale. We've got over 20 agents here full-time working hard for you. Whether you're looking to buy, sell, invest, rent, we can take care of you, no problem at all. And before we get into this video, I would greatly appreciate it if you would like this video, subscribe to this channel, and most importantly, share this video with anybody that you think would benefit from it. That just keeps me in front of people just like you who want to know a little bit more about the Metro Detroit real estate market. So over the course of my time in real estate, I can't tell you how many people I've talked to that are trying to sell their home by owner. Trust me, I respect it. I mean, anybody that can pull that off, you know, it's not an easy task. It's just kind of gotten harder over the years. You know, I've been in the real estate business almost 20 years at this point, and they haven't, let's put it this way, the paperwork hasn't gotten less. It's got exponentially more. There's more liability now than there's ever been. There's more, you know, irons in the fire, if you will, more moving parts in a real estate transaction than there ever have been. We're to the point now where the majority of transactions, at least in our market, are a split closing, meaning there's two title companies to worry about, the mortgage company, the seller, the buyer, inspectors, appraisers, you name it. Like I said, a lot of moving parts. But at the end of the day, if you can get your home sold and not have to pay commission, I mean, you're going to save yourself, you know, obviously depending on the price of the house, thousands of dollars. So it doesn't hurt to try, right? And generally what I found in the business, at least, is people give it a shot. They give it a week or two, realize it's not quite as easy as it looks, and then, you know, obviously they end up wanting to hire an agent to market their home for them. And, you know, typically, at least in our market currently, that is going to end up putting more money in your pocket at the end of the day, even with commission, closing costs, you name it. It's a proven way to put more money in your pocket at the end of the day. And kind of going back to what I was saying about how, you know, the real estate business, at least selling a home, has gotten a lot more complicated over the last 20 years than you know, than it ever has been. And one example of that is, you know, in 1981, the percentage of home sellers who were selling their home by owner was 15%. Now in 2021, it's down all the way to 8%. And I'm guessing that's probably the reason for it. It's definitely not as, I mean, I wasn't around in the 80s selling homes, so I can't tell you exactly how it was then, but from what when I've talked to agents who were around at that point in time, it's just so much easier than it is now. So I think that's probably part of the reason why that's the case. And, you know, being complicated is one thing. You know, if you got half a brain in your head and you do your research, you can probably figure it out. A lot of title companies do have it for sale by owner packets where they kind of walk you through it as much as possible. So, you know, there's that. It's not impossible. I'll be the first one to tell you. You can definitely, you know, do it if you're smart about it, no problem. But let's talk about money for a second, because that's really the majority of sellers that I talk to. That's their most important factor, is what's their bottom line that they're going to walk away with. When this house closes and they sell it and they turn over the keys and they get their check, or nowadays when they get their funds wired into their bank account, how much is that bottom line amount going to be? Now, according to the National Association of Realtors, who've researched this, and they are an awesome resource for pretty much anything housing related. They, you know, their research department, say what you will about NAR, but their research department is pretty awesome, and the stats that they put out are really informative. They found across, and this is, you know, across the country, this isn't specific to our market in Detroit, but in general, people that sell their home by owner tend to sell it for 26% less than sellers who list with an agent. Now, there is no standard commission. It's whatever you negotiate with your agent. But that being said, the next time I see a 26% commission will be the first time. It's generally a fraction of that. And the rest of that money goes straight into your pocket. So if you're selling your home for only 3/4 of what you could sell it for, you know, how's that really helping you at the end of the day? You know, if I'm going to absorb all that risk, all that liability, all the complicated process that goes into selling a home, I'm certainly going to want to get top dollar for it. And in raw dollar figures, the median home sale price across the United States for a for sale by owner seller in 2021 was $217,000. The median sale price of a home that was listed with an agent was $295,500. So there you go. And I don't know how much this stat really matters, but 73% of home buyers that were surveyed for this study that NAR did felt that they or their agent could out-negotiate a for sale by owner seller, which you know, it kind of depends on the agent, obviously, and the buyer, but that's their sentiment. And you know, when you know, I don't mean to brag here, but I would say I can pretty much out-negotiate almost any agent in the market right now, and it's really not even fair generally. If I get in front of a for sale by owner seller, I'm going to get my client the absolute best price on that house, and most of the time there's really not a whole lot that for sale by owner sellers could do, as short as just saying no, but that's often not the case because they want to get their house sold. And at the risk of boring you with statistics, so Zillow also did a study on for sale by owner sellers, and this is kind of what I found as well, you know, talking with, you know, thousands of for sale by owner sellers over the years. You know, 61% of sellers are just trying to save money selling their home, and that's why they don't list with an agent. And that totally makes sense. You know, when you don't really know the stats, you know, you haven't really done the research, and you know, it just makes sense, you know, if you know, all things being equal, that if you don't have to pay realtors, yeah, you're gonna put more money in your pocket at the end of the day. But you know, obviously there's a lot more that goes into it. So in addition to, you know, not selling your home for as much money in general, when you go on your own, you know, time is money as well, and for sale by owner homes tend to sit on the market longer than their counterparts that were listed with an agent. Now, National Association of Realtors found that 30% of for sale by owner homes did sell faster than homes that were listed with an agent, but a lot of times the reason for that is because they sold their home to somebody that they knew. So in that case, I get it why you wouldn't want to, you know, list with an agent if you just already have a buyer lined up. It just makes sense. Like, you're not putting that house on the market. You're not, you know, necessarily trying to get top dollar for it. You know, there are reasons why you wouldn't want to put your home on the market with an agent or a broker. I totally understand that, and that's one of them for sure. But that's only 37% of for sale by owner homes. The rest of those actually would, even with that 37% selling faster than a home that's listed on the market by an agent, for sale by owner homes still tend to, with all that being equal, still tend to sit on the home or sit on the market longer than homes that are listed by an agent. So again, I totally get it. I mean, this is you know, there's many reasons why people sell their homes, and I can appreciate it. Not everybody wants to sell with an agent or needs to, and I totally get that as well. But if you are looking to get top dollar for your home, which is the majority of sellers out there, you know, you really need to do your research and make sure you know what you're doing if you're going to go it alone, because, you know, statistics they don't lie. The numbers are the numbers. So, you know, I have many times, like, you know, over the past, you know, 3 or 4 years specifically, dealing with for sale by owner sellers, I've actually put their, you know, once I've listed their home for them, I've put it on the market for more money than what they were asking by owner, and gotten them a higher sales price than they were even asking as a for sale by owner seller. And so at the end of the day, not only am I negotiating a higher price and a better, you know, closer percentage of full price for my clients, and most of the time in this market, it's multiple offers, things are selling for over asking price, but I'm getting them just in raw dollars more than they thought they could get for themselves in the first place. And that's not just me. I'm not saying you have to list with me. I'm the only agent out there, because I'm not for everybody. Everybody's not for me. But, you know, home sellers, you know, or potential home sellers, I would just recommend, do your research. Make sure that, you know, you interview agents. You got to make sure that you've got somebody that is experienced, or at least has a really good marketing plan of action, and a good strong track record of getting top dollar for their sellers. Now, if you do that research and you decide, hey, you know what, I'm going to go it alone, you know, that's cool. and I support you 100%. But you should know I'm going to give you some information as to what other people in the same situation have done. So 53% of for sale by owner sellers use online home valuation tools. Take that for what it's worth. You know, I know there's certain websites out there that give you an estimate on your home, and you know that all that is an algorithm. It's not super accurate. So when I mean, that's honestly the most important thing in this market, is getting the list price right. So you want to make sure that you're using a credible source when you're coming up with a price. So 53% just use online resources to value their home. 51% use internet to find comparable homes for sale in the area. Now that's the best way to do it. The only problem is a lot of the websites that I've seen, you know, they're not the multi-list. They're just you know, your realtor.com or, you know, whatever the case may be. They don't give you the whole story. Yeah, I guess I wouldn't say that. They make it a little bit more difficult to actually dig into the details of a recent sale and find out, you know, exactly what, you know, price per square foot, different factors in homes that have recently sold. Now, 38% of for sale by owner sellers have utilized a professional appraiser to appraise their home before it hits the market, and you know, before to determine a price for them. Now, that's a smart way to go about it. You want to have someone who, that's what they do for a living, is value properties. That's going to give you an accurate assessment on the value of your home and give you a really good starting point on where you should price it. Now, one caveat to that: if you get 10 appraisers through your home, you're going to end up with 10 different values. It's just, all it is one person's opinion of the value of the home. They are, you know, every appraiser is going to use different comparables to determine the value of the house. So you can't just say, you know, I had it appraised, you know. They're going to probably all be within, you know, 5 to 10% of the same basic price. So I'm not saying it's a bad way to do it at all. I think it's the smartest way to do it when you're going to value your home, or one of the smartest ways to do it. But, you know, just because they say your house is worth $207,000 doesn't mean that, you know, when your buyer has their own appraisal, it could still come in higher or lower, because, you know, like I said, an appraisal is just one person's opinion of the value of the house. And then 35% of for sale by owner sellers took advice from a real estate agent. The advantage to that is over an appraiser is that's free. Like, I don't charge people when I tell them what their house is worth. You know, and that's how an appraiser gets paid, right? So, you know, we as agents get paid when a deal closes and not a penny before then. So, you know, the only difference is, you know, all agents are not created equal. So if you're, you know, buddy's a part-time agent, he sold 3 houses in 6 years, is he going to be the world's best resource to tell you exactly what your house is worth? Maybe so, maybe not. So I would say, if that's the route you want to go, just make sure you're getting, you know, the price opinion from someone who knows what they're doing, because, you know, not everybody does. So at any rate, guys, I hope this helps. I hope it was informative. If you have any other questions, just reach out to me directly. My direct line is 586-491-5622. You can also reach me at 248-561-6155. You shoot me an email, dwerenka@m1realty.net, or just drop a comment down below and I'll respond to it. And once again, guys, I really appreciate you watching this. If you would be so kind as to like this video, subscribe to this channel, and most importantly, share this video out with anybody that you think would benefit from it. That just helps to keep me in front of people just like you who are interested in the Metro Detroit real estate market. And until next time, guys, have an excellent day, have a great week, and we'll talk soon. Have a good one.